All right, welcome back. We were talking about back-end systems, and these are the things that you need to fix in order to get the $100,000 months quickly. We talked about there being 4 parts. What we're going to talk about in this video is this part here, the confirmation page. And I just have to tell you from the very beginning that most do this wrong. And most people's confirmation page, including yours, is probably killing your sales and just wrecking your show rate. Now, what I'm going to show you right now is that the moment that somebody opts in to book a call, that is their peak interest moment right there. They just saw a VSL, they just saw an ad, they just got a lead magnet from you. Their interest is absolutely peaking and they've opted in. Everything after that is a slow death. And here's how we're going to stop the bleed. Here's the thing most people just don't understand. We got to talk about the spectrum of interest in this. There are really 4 levels to the spectrum. Either people are just curious, there's some interest, they're very interested, or they're convinced. Now, if we were to look at this as a curve, the money is made at the top 2, convinced and very interested. Now, like I said, interest peaks at the moment they opt in, and then it starts decaying with every hour that passes. And I'm not kidding about this. Your entire back-end system exists to push people up the spectrum before the sales call. So if you look at this here, the moment that somebody opts in, we need to create mini hooks to move them up this spectrum here, all the way to convinced. So let's talk about why your confirmation page just sucks. Right now, you're probably just sending somebody off to a different page immediately. There's no thank you message, and you're lacking some key sections that we're going to cover right here that would really stimulate somebody moving up that buyer spectrum, moving them up in the interested scale all the way up to convinced so that the sales process is super smooth. But what's happening right now is you either don't have a video of any kind, or you're just sending somebody off to their free value and just ending it there. So they booked a meeting, they got some kind of email sent to their email inbox, and that was it. You're leaving a lot of information with you, and they have zero information, and they're probably wondering like what's going to happen next. And of course, you're questioning why people aren't showing up to your call. So I'm going to show you the 3-part framework, and I'm going to explain it to you and show it to you in a funnel that we're actually building for a client right now so that you understand what a good confirmation page looks like. After the video selling page has done its job and somebody's booked a call, it's going to take us to this page right here. There are 3 major parts after they've booked a call. So you can see that they're going to get their confirmation that they're in. There's a button here for them to conveniently add this to their calendars. We're still working on this one, but I want to show you some key differences between what most people do and what you're going to do going forward in order to make your show rate just awesome. The due diligence video, it's not a hype video. It's definitely not a please show up video. The whole point here is to reframe you from being the seller of something to being a guide, somebody who's going to help you navigate through what's coming next. So here's what the script typically looks like. Hey, congrats, you just took action. My job from here forward is to help you make a confident decision, whether or not you're in or out. We're going to look at some reviews together. We're going to look at the good ones. We're going to look at the bad ones. We're going to talk about worst case scenarios, best case scenarios, the middle ground. We're going to go and show you exactly what this process looks like. You're going to get some emails from us reminding you of your next call. And this is also going to help you stay informed because we're going to send you some testimonials and just some case studies of people that have made this work just like you. Scroll down and just watch these very short videos and just ask any questions that you may have on the next call. It's really your job to make them feel as though you're taking them through the due diligence process yourself. So you're going to show them a lot of things to help you build trust. It's my job to help you make a confident decision of whether or not you're in or out. If some of the biggest concerns that people have during sales calls are things like, is this a scam? Does this work? You're actually going to clarify this live. You're going to go into Google. You're going to Google your name. You're going to say your first name, last name, is this a scam? And you're going to look for proof. You're going to look for anything that indicates that you're a scam. And you're hopefully not going to find any. But if you do, you're going to address it right then and there. And you're going to explain why somebody would have said something like that on the internet. You're going to say something like, hey, this person said this, but we had actually refunded them because we didn't find them to be a good fit for the program. So you can't believe everything that you read on the internet. Here are the success cases. Show them your Trustpilot, show them the positive reviews. Actually go into your Stripe account and show them how many customers you have, and actually go in there and break the pattern by showing them how many actual chargebacks you have in your account or your dispute rate. A dispute rate says a lot about a business. So if you can show them that there isn't a significant dispute rate, you can actually just dispel that entire thing about this being a scam or whatever negative comments they can find on the internet from you. So you're going to actually help them go through if this is going to work for them. You're going to set realistic expectations, just being super honest and super clear about the realistic expectations of what you can achieve for a client, showing timelines, showing all of this so that they can have a real clear idea of who you are and what your promise actually is without all the guru nonsense. Because remember, a lot of these people have been on calls and, there's people that just straight up lie. So if you just set realistic expectations in a due diligence video that lasts between 1 and 4 minutes, it's going to set you apart. It's going to break the pattern. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to have some breakout videos. In these breakout videos, we're going to show common objections that people have, and we're going to answer these. Like, these videos should be no more than 2 minutes long. And these are the types of questions that are raised during sales calls. And some of them may be common questions, but again, what you want to do here is you want to avoid having to educate people about your service on sales calls. So in these breakout videos, you're going to actually cover this stuff. And here are the common questions. These are the breakout videos. And you can have 4, 6, all the way up to 20, because the more questions that people are asking you, the more you need to educate them here while you still have them at that peak interest. Here are the questions we're putting together for Dina. Is this the right time to leave corporate? So she's going to have a 60-second to 2-minute video on that. What does the investment look like? Here, you may just want to be fully transparent and just tell somebody, hey, this costs $5,000. This costs $10,000, because we want to reject people that aren't going to be a good fit for us right away. Maybe they just cancel their sales call because they simply don't have access to it. Or you want to soften it a little bit and say, hey, you know what? This is not the cheapest program. It's also not the most expensive program. You should expect to spend several $1,000s on it. But what matters is the outcome. A consulting business that generates $30,000 a month for a very tiny fraction of your yearly salary. So that's how I would position this. What results can I realistically expect? Well, you can have your first 5 leads in a client within 4 weeks, maybe something like that. And then maybe provide a case study for it. How is this different from other programs? This is where you introduce your unique mechanism and why it works and how long it takes to work. What does the 90-day journey look like? And here you would just paint the roadmap. And again, this is just a draft for us, but you can see how much denser the information that somebody is receiving at the booking pages compared to what other people are doing, which is just like, thank you. The third section that you want to include are the testimonials. And what we did here is we just went in her LinkedIn and grabbed these to put in here. And of course, it could be way more powerful if you had video testimonials. On my landing page, I use video testimonials, and I have one after another, after another, after another. And we also have the wall of testimonials where we have hundreds of testimonials. It just depends on your offer, but the idea here is that they leave having all of the information that they need to make a sensible decision during that call. And of course, you're moving them up the interest spectrum, and that's what we want. Finally, we're going to show them exactly what's going to happen next. We're going to tell them what to do to prepare for the webinar. Go to their email, check it, block the time off, come prepared with questions, and of course, watch the videos above. We also have the add to calendar button ready for them so that they can just do that as well. So after you've included these trust building videos, you're going to do better than most people. The easiest way to build these videos is really by pulling transcripts from your sales calls. All right, so these breakout videos should be 60 seconds to 120 seconds long, and they're going to be answering the most common objections and questions that you get. Always have conversations with your closing team, because this is where you're going to get some of the material that you're going to add in these breakout sessions. If they're asking you on the call, what's the success rate for somebody to do this? Of course, you're going to want to properly objection handle that in a breakout video. This is all to keep your sales calls from becoming education calls. The title of each video, it's usually the question that it answers. So you could just leave a blue block and then ask the question. So you're also generating curiosity for them to click on it to get the answer. I'll give you some examples. Watch this video if you've been burned before. What's a realistic result? How long does this actually take to succeed? What makes your program different? Do you have a guarantee? So these are typical questions, and you want to have breakout videos to answer each of these. Now, testimonials, it's just the standard stuff. Like, to be honest, most people don't even read them. If you can make them video, that's better. Now, I'll share something else with you. If you show an ugly testimonial, something that didn't work out for somebody, or a complaint from somebody, your good testimonials, after you've debunked why that person left you a negative testimonial, will actually hit way harder than the ugly stuff. It just makes it seem like you're more real. The core principle is tying everything together to position you as a trustworthy source of information, and you're doing this all in the thank you page. Every piece of information on this page has one job, and it's to move interest up in the spectrum. The more informed they are before the call, the higher the show rate, the higher the close rate, and the more pay in fulls you're going to get with a shorter sales sales cycle. People that come to the call convinced are rare, but they happen. I just had one a couple of days ago. The guy literally showed up and said, hey, I was ready to pay right away. I just wanted to say after I watched your webinar, everything was perfect. Your sales guy was really polite. I just wanted to meet you. Can I have the payment link? And that was it. Those are convinced buyers. When you have a group of people that are pre-convinced and already very interested, your show rates and your close rates are going to be a lot higher. This is going to make your sales team super happy. I hope that's been useful, and I'll see you on the next one.